Republican lawmakers around the country are facing angry backlash from their constituents over Obamacare and other issues at packed town halls, but an event for Arkansas Republican Sen. Tom Cotton on Wednesday night got especially heated. One voter, her voice raw with emotion, told Cotton that her husband is dying and has Alzheimer's and other conditions. "And you want to stand there with him at home, expect us to be calm, cool, and collected. Well, what kind of insurance do you have?" she said, as the crowd erupted. The woman told Cotton that they currently pay only $29 a month for her husband's insurance and $39 a month for hers. "They can't afford higher premiums," she said. "If you can get us better coverage than this, go for it," she said. "Can you beat that, can you?" At one point, another attendee asked members of the audience to stand up if they were affected by Obamacare. Nearly everyone did, as Matt Fuller, a reporter for the Huffington Post, pointed out. A lot of people have gained health insurance under Obamacare in Arkansas, so it's not surprising that Cotton's constituents might be angry about the possibility of losing it. Cotton agreed to hold the town hall at the insistence of Ozark Indivisible, which picketed Cotton's office earlier this month after he cancelled a previously scheduled meeting. Cotton's office said he wasn't letting constituents into his office at the time due to recent threats. Indivisible is a national network of progressive activists that has been helping local groups organize themselves to attend town halls like these. Other striking moments from the town hall, which drew more than 1,000 people, included a 7-year-old boy asking why it was more important to Donald Trump to pay for a border wall with Mexico than to fund PBS Kids. At one point, Cotton was shouted down by chants demanding that Trump release his tax returns. One woman also made a point of telling Cotton that she was not a paid protester, a phrase that President Trump and other Republican lawmakers have used. _dirty equals greater than go would be racists. That was the blunt and unquestionably sarcastic message one heated passenger delivered to a man and a woman as they were being kicked off a United Airlines flight Saturday evening for causing a disturbance that was blamed on racist comments. The confrontation on Flight 1113 from Chicago to Houston began several minutes earlier, when a Pakistani man and woman wearing traditional clothing were boarding the plane, according to VHF affiliate KAU. As the couple placed their bags in an overheard bin, a male passenger who was not identified by the airline asked the couple if they had a bomb in their luggage. Another passenger sitting nearby told KAU, "That's not a bomb in your bag, is it?" The man said, according to the passenger who was not identified by KAU. The passenger added that the couple did not immediately hear the comment, which prompted the man to repeat his remark. KAU reported that a woman sitting nearby alerted a flight attendant, which led to other passengers to also complain about the man's questions. When the Indian-American boyfriend of the woman who alerted the attendant complained, a heated exchange followed. "The person ahead of us turned around and asked where my boyfriend was from. My boyfriend said it was none of your business," the woman told KAU. At that point he said all illegals and all foreigners need to leave the country. Cell phone footage of the incident shows the man saying all the illegals need to kick off the plane. Moments before the man and woman are asked to collect their belongings and exit the aircraft. "I didn't say anything," the man protested, shrugging. "Happy flight home," he added seconds later while his female companion holds her middle finger up to the person filming. "I hope you stay there. Get out of here," a woman responded. "Racists aren't welcome in America. This is not Trump's America. Go would be racists." The woman added, "Hey, it will come back, but will be gone," the man said as he walked away. Jonathan Garrett, a United Airlines spokesman, told the Washington Post the man and woman understood why they were asked to leave the plane and calm down. They were placed on a later flight bound for Houston, but Garrett said he didn't know if the Texas city was their final destination. "We removed 2 passengers for making others feel uncomfortable on the flight and for saying some inappropriate things to customers on the flight," Garrett said, noting that removing customers from flights because of disruptive behavior is exceedingly rare. "Most customers appreciate a place where they feel safe and where they are not going to be attacked, and we want to provide that." He added, "More reading: The man who destroyed Trump's Walk of Fame star will be on probation for 3 years." ACLU sues Milwaukee and accuses police of unconstitutional, suspicious stop-and-frisk program. The executions Justice Sotomayor calls horrifying.
Time to be an advocate for lower drug prices. Congress is happily hauling drug company executives front and center to explain rising drug prices. The latest, Spencer Williamson, president and CEO of Kaléo Pharmaceuticals, which makes an injector device for the overdose drug naloxone. Unfortunately, reports indicate Kaléo has responded to the increased need for naloxone devices by raising the price for Evzia by over 600%. More than 70 Democratic members of Congress from both parties wrote the executive this week. Congress has weighed in on price hikes for EpiPens, and has raked the former head of Turing Pharmaceuticals, Martin Shkreli, for raising the price of antiparasitic pills from $13.50 to $750 apiece just because he could. President Donald Trump has taken on the issue. Also, "We have to get the prices down," Trump said during a meeting with pharmaceutical company executives last month. "We have to get the prices way down." Related, Trump calls for lower drug prices now. David Mitchell is now taking on the fight full-time. Mitchell, 66, has multiple myeloma and says the drugs that help keep him alive cost $26,000 a month. It's not a problem for Mitchell, who made a good nest egg at a public relations company he helped found, but he says he wants to advocate for others paying too much. "It has become increasingly clear that patients are getting killed by high drug prices," Mitchell said. "They are losing their homes, they are spending their kids' education money, they are depleting their 401ks. On Wednesday, Mitchell launched a new advocacy group, Patients for Affordable Drugs. He said he kicked in $75,000 of his own savings and won a $500,000 grant from the Laura and John Arnold Foundation to set up a website and to begin lobbying for ways to bring down the prices that patients get charged for drugs. "We are going to collect stories about patients grappling with the high cost of drugs," said Mitchell. He and the group's executive director Benoit Canna, former spokesman for the Health and Human Services Department under Barack Obama, want to organize these patients. Related, medical bills drive women into debt. "We'll collect email addresses and zip codes to build a community of patients who can be mobilized to stand up and fight for policies that can lower the prices of prescription drugs," Mitchell said. He wants to take aim at drug companies, hospitals and pharmacy benefit managers. "The system is rigged. It is based on monopoly pricing power for the drug companies," Mitchell asserted. One example he gives is Revlimid, used to treat his own type of cancer. It costs more than $128,000 a year per patient, generating $7 billion last year for Celgene, the company that makes it. The drug isn't a new monoclonal antibody, one of the targeted therapies designed to specifically destroy a certain type of cancer. It's not one of the new immune modulators that helps a patient's own body destroy tumor cells. Revlimid is based on thalidomide, a 60-year-old drug originally developed to treat pregnancy-induced nausea that was taken off the market after it caused severe birth defects. Related, cancer raises bankruptcy risks. Drug corporations tell us if we don't pay their outrageous prices, they won't develop the new drugs people need, Mitchell said, but he wonders how Celgene can justify such a high price for a drug it did not have to invent. The U.S. has a free market system, and companies can charge whatever prices they like. But the U.S. also has some ways to push back, such as through Medicare, perhaps the biggest single buyer of drugs. "We are going to advocate that Medicare should be able to bargain for the prices of drugs," Mitchell said. "We are going to focus on a core set of policy changes. We do have to break the monopoly pricing power." Related, how to get help paying for drugs. That's something that both Trump and his opponent, Democrat Hillary Clinton, advocated for. Mitchell would also like to see speedier approval of generic and bioequivalent drugs, which are usually cheaper than the brand names they copy. Another possible point of pressure: taxpayer-funded research. The National Institutes of Health spends billions developing experimental new drugs, then spins off the most promising to private companies. Advocates have for years suggested making companies give a break to patients if they use NIH research for their products. Related, Breast cancer treatment prices vary widely. We believe that if a new drug is invented using public funding,